I'm Elijah Meadows. I'm a college life intern, 8th grade life group leader. We're going into 8th grade. And I also help with the tech team. I run lights.
I'm Solomon Januri, and I work on the AV team with lighting on Sunday mornings and sometimes on events in middle school and high school.
I'm Haynes, and I'm on the worship team, and I also help with the disciple making labs. The thing that made me want to serve is the emphasis Northside had to serve one another, to serve God. Paul challenges us to imitate Christ, like Paul imitates Christ. And so it's like, if Christ came to serve, why can't I?
I've been with College Life for 1.5 years right now, and I feel like God has been prompting me to pour into the ministry that's been pouring into me, and I want to do the same and be an example for other college students and high school students to do the same. And I think serving on lights with my experiences seemed a good way to do it.
For me, a lot of the opportunities found me. Funnily enough, Alan approached me about the internship position, and then Garrett Hawley asked me to be a life group leader. And both times I prayed and I was like, if this is what I need to do, I'll do it. One of the biggest blessings for me has just been seeing, especially with life groups, is you're teaching these kids. Like, for a lot of them, they bring their friends and it may be their first time at church, and you're just welcoming them in. And a lot of times it's just, you're teaching a class, basically. You're not real for sure, are the kids even getting anything out of this? But then you have those conversations where kids come up to you and they ask serious questions, and it's like they're curious that I am making a difference in this person's life, and that's very rewarding.
One of the biggest blessings for me has been being able to see me being an encouragement for people older than me and younger than me, and to see how none of that really matters for God to use you. There's no set boundaries for God to use you for what He has for His kingdom.
One of the biggest blessings for me is just pouring into people and making an impact, because people have done that to me. As a college student, a challenge for me serving at church and at Northside is like managing my time effectively. I mean, college can be demanding, and sometimes you can't commit to the commitments you've done, and like you fall short, and that looks like missing a rehearsal or two or a meeting, but that shouldn't stop you, and God works through that.
That mentality of I'm in college, like that, we use that as an excuse. I'm a college student, so I don't need to do this right now. Like, when I'm out of college, I will do this more. But when God puts these things on your heart, it doesn't mean it's like, okay, I will tuck these away and these will be for later. He wants you to act on them now.
I think one of the biggest challenges for me personally, and I think as college students, is the insecurity of being able to lead. To say, okay, am I capable enough in my age and my maturity to be able to lead? Because there's people who are way more mature than me, who's way more responsible than I am. Or even to say they're able to lead more effectively than me. So why would God use me? And so just fighting out that insecurity, and just saying, God can use me for what He wants to do. I just need to be available. You definitely grow. There's a community of people who are servant-hearted like Christ, and there's a lot you can learn from them, and there's a lot they can learn from you as well. And so don't deprive yourself or anybody of that opportunity to learn and grow in Christ.
There's so many opportunities, especially here at Northside, to serve, that there's, one-off events, or just jump in with the high school, the middle, the children's ministry. I have friends in college that work in all three of those different areas. Tech team, there's so many different opportunities for people to get involved and at least try it. Just don't get in your own head about it. Yeah. Don't overthink it to the point where you psych yourself out. It's like, okay, none of this is for me. There is something for you. All of the people that run the different areas here at Northside are always looking for people to serve, and they love it when you are able to serve. Garrett Hawley we did 7th grade boys this year for life groups was always like, hey, as long as you just open a Bible, that's your thing. And sometimes that's all it takes.